Good evening, everybody. As we come to the conclusion of this program, let's take a quick review and express our gratitude, and then we are ready to go with the pitching program that's slated for today. Yeah, it's about 387 participants who registered with us. We commend them. They were very well educated, some experienced, some not so. We had about 52% of them who had under 5 years of experience, and 38% had professional qualifications. 33% did not have any entrepreneurial experience, and nearly 60% of them were below the age of 29. And we were very lucky that we could improve our gender ratio this year with all the special women's sessions that we put through. And we had 30% registration from women this time. It is about learning, it is about interacting, it is about practicing, and it is about participating. So we had significant time this time giving podium time to participants, and they came out and made business model presentations. We had 12 teams who made these presentations. There were 9 to 11 experts and judges who gave their time, gave the valuable feedback for the improvement in their presentations. Then we had pitching by participants. There were again 12 teams who came out and pitched out here with feedback, and they did a great job. And finally, they came out and presented their business plans. 5 of them, this was a 20-minute affair with another 15 to 20 minutes of elaborate feedback, with 10 experts giving them written comments and verbal feedback. This process resulted in 9 of the teams going through to TiE Quest and trying their luck out there. And it was nice that the second position was taken by somebody who was a TiE Institute alumni. Let's hear it for Ronnie.
Ronnie, well done.
One nice thing was that while we were doing all this, we could also integrate the participants in TiE Quest. They also came and practiced out here. And it's very heartening to know that the top 2 teams are the ones who came and practiced out there out of those 5 teams. And finally, this small story that I'm narrating, it's just not possible without so many stakeholders. And our gratitudes are due to the leadership, for their vision, for their bias for action, for their encouragement, and letting good things happen. Of course, then we have the government program to thank for, the YEP program of the Ontario government. We have Joan sitting here representing them. Thank you very much for your kind support. This is the second year that we have enjoyed it. And in fact, there is a bit of a news out there which I think Craig didn't mention, but I'll come out with it later. And of course, these 2 are the basic elements. They're just facilitators, but the biggest support and facilitator is the ecosystem. Craig briefly touched on the wonderful ecosystem that GTA is now seeing for the past couple of years. It's completely changed. In fact, we had a session here to meet the accelerators. We had 5 accelerators under one roof, and somebody wanted to know their history and how they grew. And in fact, 3 years ago, none of them even existed. So there is an absolutely wonderful ecosystem which has sprung up. Accelerators are just one component of that. You all are very familiar. I won't take your time on that, but it's amazing. So as a result of that, you have a very large pool of learned, giving people who are benevolent, who want to give their time, who want to come out here and talk to the entrepreneurs, and that is what really sustains us. So it's the guest faculty that we are able to draw from this wonderful ecosystem that is emerging so rapidly that we really draw our lifeblood from. Of course, we do need hosts, and we've had wonderful hosts who have donated such a great space out there. A word about our guest faculty, you will see that we've had 65 of them come out and take sessions here. Each session has been 3 hours. We've had 30 of them, and it's evening time, 6 to 9. And even when it's past 9, the participants hang around and the guest faculty hangs around. So it's just absolutely wonderful to see that. Among us, we have Ahilya Kumaran, who took a great session on the road to entrepreneurship for women. We have Brian Watson. Brian, you're still here. That's wonderful. Brian has always been telling me that he's getting a few calls from home and he might disappear at any time, but good to see you here now. Brian was there as a part of the Accelerator, Meet the Accelerator program that we had. Beg your pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I knew you were there, but yes, you got me.
I've heard of this.
You got me. Of course, Greg has been the driving force for this program and the TiE Quest. He personally came and spoke in 2 sessions. One was structuring your business, another was leveraging your IT intellectual property. We also had him as expert in the sessions that we had where the participants came out and pitched and presented their business plans and the business models. We have Diana, who just walked in. Wonderful. You had the challenge of taking up the business model when it was pretty new, and that was a great session. And then you had a session on business planning, and plus we also had you as judge and expert. Thank you for your time and effort. Eric was around. Is Eric there? Okay, he's gone. Jeff, of course, contributed a lot, but Jeff has moved out. John
Career?
Yeah. John, I can't forget that the session that you had with FedDev, and you had come in from OCE, and I requested you to do the whole session on government funding, and what a wonderful job you did. Thank you very much. We also have Stuart McKean here, who did that FedDev session along with John. Thank you, Stuart. Okay. Catherine, I can't forget her. Catherine is the first person that I met when I was designing this program last year, and I needed to go out and meet a few people just to put the word out, and she was so helpful. It's the first time that I went out and met people on an assignment to tell something about the Institute, and she helped me a lot. Thank you so much. Of course, besides that, you've been a wonderful guest faculty for both the years. You brought in the panel discussion style sessions here when we did the special women's session. That was absolutely great. You've been for all the sessions, all the presentations as a judge. Thank you so much, Catherine, because of course you did the initial session on do you want to be an entrepreneur, or why should you be an entrepreneur? That was great. We have Mark Brecken here with us. Mark is a qualified guest faculty because he agreed to do a session with us on conflict resolution, but his flight was held up in Philippines, so he couldn't make it, and somebody had to fill for him. But thank you, Mark, for your commitment in coming out today. We have Patricia Lorenz here with us. Patricia, it was very nice of you to come out on that angel investor panel session. In fact, just to let you into a secret, that was our most popular session. We had over 100 registrations. In fact, we had to move the venue because we could not accommodate that many people. It was a great session. Thank you so much. And we have Guglani here with us.
Yes.
Again, thank you for coming out and doing the Meet the Accelerator session. We have Sachin Mahajan. Sachin, of course, is a board member, and he did a great session on exit strategy with us pretty recently. Samir Murji was also in the same session. He's also present here. I think I saw him. Okay. But I met Samir. This time I know he was here. Stuart, we've already talked about. Suresh is not here. Susan. Okay, if I missed out anybody, please excuse me. I was just speed reading and trying to connect with people with my memory. And so, thank you again. Thank you to the guest faculty. And may the spirit be alive for all times to come. We did have 17 of the guest faculty come out as experts and judges for these sessions. The names are out there. They're mostly common, except that I think I've not mentioned Jim Duval. He's also gone. And of course, one name I don't know how I missed in the big list out there, because he's the boss of the institute. He's the dean of the institute, John Soloninka. Absolutely, because I will just share with you that John was a great fan of Steve Blank's Steve Blank, his blogs. And we did our first year of program, and we did a normal MBA style program, of course, covering the entrepreneurial life cycle, starting with idea generation and ending at exiting your business. But as we interacted with the ecosystem out here, we realized that there is a completely new kind of startup culture which is mushrooming so fast, and there were not many people who knew about that. And I'm a dinosaur, I had absolutely no idea. And John was the one who kind of inculcated that concept, and then we took it forward, and we introduced in this program the lean startup methodology and the business model canvas aspect of it. And now we're so enamored with it that, okay, I'll talk about it later, but okay. So John, thank you so much for doing that wonderful, unique session on health apps and medical apps. That was the second most popular session that we did out here. The charter members of TiE contributed very significantly and very regularly. 18 of them gave their time, their facilities, and their wisdom. It was absolutely wonderful. These are the sessions and topics. We had 30 of them, 3 hours each. Some of the interesting topics were one on women, another was health tech. I've already mentioned lean startup and business model. And of course, we've always been very excited about the participants coming out and taking the podium and speaking. And this is something which is absolutely essential for any session to occur. So we have listed 4 gracious hosts here. We've done one session in Ontario. This is the one which we did with Angel Investor Panel when we had the large numbers. Thank you for that. RBC Royal Bank facility. It has always been available to us. We've not been able to use it, this program, but they've always been very, very gracious about offering the facility. 70 to 80% of a program has been done in Fasken month. You would say, and why not, it is President's office, but believe me, it takes much more than that, because the beverages, the arrangement, and the hall availability, it does take away other opportunities from the organization. So thank you very much for that. Rawlings has been also very nice to offer us the facilities in a similar way, and we have done a few sessions out there. So thank you very much to our gracious hosts. What can I say? Our generous sponsors, thanks to the Government of Ontario, which is making this program possible. But mind you, we run one of the most capital efficient program. It may sound a little cheeky, but I think the breadth of the program and the extent of the coverage that we give, it could very well be very close to one of the most capital efficient programs anywhere. And these are our other sponsors. Faskin is our key sponsor. RBC Royal Bank is a sponsor of the TiE as a whole. HTX has been kind enough to sponsor us, courtesy John. Buildings, Crossoverman, I have a representative here from Crossoverman. Thank you. And McCarthy, who is our new sponsor. So thank you so much to our generous sponsors. Next year, with the management's direction, we've decided to do sessions which are focused on social entrepreneurship, which is the flavor of the day, which is the need of the day, and also because a lot of people who are passionate about doing social good and their energies need to be channelized. They need to find a forum where they can learn the modern management techniques to ideate and create and set up and grow a social enterprise with double bottom line and with some social impact metrics as well as some sustainable revenue out there. And towards that, we have received a letter of support from these supporters: McMaster, Faskin, Bailey's, IIT Association, Scotia Bank, TiE Global Trustee, HDX, and Enterprise Toronto. These are some of our, we take the support kind of for granted, because when I needed these letters, this is where I went and I simply got them. So thank you so much for always coming to our help. These are the logos of these companies. I don't want to take too much time, but I quickly want to cover this aspect as well, that in order to take the TiE's mottos of fostering entrepreneurship down to campuses, we started with an experiment which is called TiE Youth UFT. Some of the participants of the program out here who were alumnus of UFT is Premal. Raise your hand. So we discovered some wonderful leadership qualities in this young man, and we decided that we will experiment at University of Toronto. And it's been absolutely a wonderful experience, because this is turning out to be almost an autonomous organization which has pulled out 6 wonderful programs. And in fact, Premal has taken a leave out of here and independently grabbed the TiE Institute faculty out there. It's just for the first Discover TiE session that me and Manish had an opportunity to speak there. But after that, they've been running a wonderful program. They've done 6 great events. Congratulations to you, Premal, for running a wonderful program. And I now come very close to the end of my discourse. This is about the program that we planned for next year. We are very excited about this program, and this is about social change through entrepreneurship. We want to give meaning to these words. We want to bring the best methodologies which are available anywhere to this program, and therefore we've split it into 3 modules. The first module will have sessions where you ideate, you discover what is the calling of each individual by bringing in the social entrepreneurs, having a forum, a panel discussion, and discover that once that is done, we go through the whole workshops of bringing an understanding of the element of the social enterprise, which also have the elements of the normal business practices which take place. And quickly thereafter, we would like to use the new techniques of startup weekend style an exercise where you marry the techies with the people with social passion and come out over a weekend with some kind of a business model or a minimum viable product. There are such models existing. There are things like random hack of kindness, and there are a couple of other things, and we need to work on that, but that's our dream that we want to pull that. Having done that, then we select the teams from there, and you know, everybody knows how Startup Weekend works, right? Okay, great. Okay, very quickly, you know, there are about 100 people, they line up on the two aisles, and everybody comes and makes a 60-second pitch of whatever they like, and there is a voting which takes place. The top 10 pitchers are selected, they become the leader of those teams, and that's the idea which is taken for the day. The rest of the people group around those 10 people and form teams, and they work over the weekend 24 hours. And they come out with a minimum viable product, and they pitch on Sunday afternoon. And there is a huge judging session which goes on, and the top teams are selected. Sunil holds all rights on Toronto's Startup Weekend out here, but we okay. So and thereafter we have a much longer extended lean launchpad style exercise where they really develop their business and to an extent that it is scalable, repeatable, and have some early adopters, and it proves that it's revenue worthy. That's the Steve Blank lean launchpad model. I think Startup Weekend has started up recently with them calling it an extended Startup Weekend or something. Right? But these courses have been adopted by Stanford and Berkeley. So they are really, really top of the line curriculum, and we hope that we will be able to really integrate and bring this to being in Toronto.